Hello, I'm BrigantiaBlackbird of BlackbirdsBrew. Welcome to Divination Meditation, where we take a tarot card, an ogham, and a room, compare and contrast, and see what lurks for us in the ether. This week, our tarot card is the Hanged Man, which is about a changed perspective, having patience, needing a fresh outlook, and gaining a sense of proportion. Then our ogham is Nion, which represents the ash tree. It's about awakening, rebirth, and peace. Then we have our rune, Tiwaz, which is about representing the god Tyr, and you might think leadership, rationality, and victory. So this week's reading bodes well for anyone who's wanting to clear their mind, getting a fresh outlook, awakening, rationality. These words are really popping out to me with this week. The mental clouds are parting, the scales are falling from our eyes, and progress can finally be made. These are all really good omens. And I find this reading particularly interesting in lieu of what happened last week with, the blow up with the Discord, and then having to scramble to find an alternative, and then having this rebirth of the community on Gilded. It feels like, we have entered a new chapter. We have a little bit more sense of who we are, what we're about, what we're going to be doing. So it feels really appropriate. And interestingly, I pulled the tools for this weeks ahead of time of the actual event. So it just goes to show sometimes the universe is willing to give us clues, although we don't always understand what those clues are pointing to until after the events. And it's like, oh, that's what it was trying to tell me. So it is very interesting to look back on these and then kind of compare it up with previous events and see how everything is fitting together. The only other thing I would really want to touch on with this is that I think a lot of it does have to do with a little bit of mental housekeeping. We have so much getting buzzed into our brains, so much is wanting our attention. It's not just social media or the news or anything else like that. It's just I think we are on sensory overload. And this points to making a decision to start getting rid of some of the clutter, thinking about what it is that we are consuming. I mean, you remember that old saying, if you are what you eat? Well, I would also say that another corollary to that statement is you are what information you consume. So if you are constantly taking in all of the poison and the dregs of society and all of the nonsense, well, it can and will drive you crazy. So if you are needing to refurbish the spirit somewhat, we should probably take a look at what we are consuming information-wise. This doesn't mean that we stick our heads in the sand or we don't stay aware of what's going on, but it does mean that maybe we should be spending a little bit less time with voices that are completely black-pilled, have no hope, and are just essentially waiting for the end in this really murky doomsday sort of way. And maybe we should be giving more attention to people who are saying, okay, so something is falling apart, let's rebuild. Let's make decisions about how we can proceed more sensibly in the future. Maybe we can't save the system or the situation or the relationship or whatever it is around us that's falling apart. Maybe we can't save that, but maybe we can begin again, only with greater wisdom this time, and just proceed a little bit better. Explore options to us that perhaps would never have arisen if everything had, kind of continued on bumbling along the same old lines. Sometimes just because something ends, that is not necessarily bad. Sometimes it's a very necessary ending. Like the storm that takes down a tree that's been hollowed out. You didn't know that the tree was hollow, but the storm brought it down, and the way it brought it down, it made it to where the tree didn't actually fall on your house. This is what this reading feels like to me. Something has fallen, and it fell in such a way to where it did the least amount of damage possible. So I think there's cause for gratitude and also cause for hope. And I just feel that the recharging of the batteries is starting to begin. we have an opportunity to move ourselves into a much better place. So that's my thought on this week's reading. Let me know what you were getting out of it. Tell me about it in the comments section, or come see us on Gilded. There's a link to join us in the description box below, and you would be very, very welcome there. We are a very friendly bunch. We enjoy meeting new people and exchanging ideas, and let's get a conversation going. So hope to see you soon. And as for this video, that'll do for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.